Texas head coach Steve Sarkisian had something interesting to say at SEC Media Days when he took to the Days earlier this week. And it was so interesting that Arkansas head coach Sam Pitman needed to answer for what Steve Sarkisian had said. And what Steve Sarkisian had said was related to the Arkansas-Texas rivalry. He said Arkansas fans probably hate Texas more than they like themselves, which is both a wild statement and a fair statement. Number one, Sam Pittman agrees. Sam Pittman, who is one of my favorite head coaches in all of college football, past or present, was asked what he thought about Steve Sarkisian saying Arkansas fans hate Texas more than they like themselves, to which he said he's probably right. And there was nothing to hide behind there. Now, some of this is baked into recent history, but some of this is for the folks that really don't understand Arkansas football. And for that matter, Texas football or SEC football or Southwestern Conference football. Because the thing that most people forget is Arkansas and Texas have been playing each longer than Arkansas has been affiliated with the SEC. Like, that's off the rip. Arkansas and Texas have been playing football against each other since the 19th century. We're tracking it back to 1894 with this rivalry that I'm so excited to see is coming back November 16th and may or may not have something to say about not just the national championship, but also the SEC championship and probably the 12-team extended playoff. That month of November where Oklahoma plays Missouri and Texas plays Arkansas, low-key is going to be a huge one in the Southeastern Conference. One of the other things to note here is folks are going, didn't Arkansas beat Texas the last time that they played? Yes, 40-21. Texas was number 15 in the country at the time. They also beat them in 2014. That's the last two times that they had played each other. Been just twice since 2014. But again, Texas has led this series by a fair margin. As a matter of fact, I, again, want to get across to folks that are new to Arkansas football or even new to the Arkansas-Texas rivalry, just what you are in for and why Arkansas fans feel some kind of way about Texas in a way that they might not about any other team except Texas A&M. And can't none of us stand Texas A&M, but that's a different discussion altogether. As a matter of fact, I would say Arkansas-Texas is on par for Texas A&M Texas in as far as Texas A&M hates Texas more than they like themselves. Arkansas hates Texas more than they like themselves. Texas is like, yeah, everybody want to get like us. Nah, not really. Not really. It's more like don't like what you stand for and don't like how you go about your business, right? And far be it from me, but when you got Arkansas fans and A&M fans and Oklahoma fans agreeing on what they think about one team, it ain't us, it's you, okay? So, 1894 to 1932, Arkansas and Texas played 14 times. Texas won all those games, every last one of them. Arkansas didn't get a win in that series until the Great Depression had come. My goodness, man, we'd had Plessy v. Ferguson. We'd had an attempted assassination on a president. We had World War I, and we're getting ready to break out World War II. Now, I know that those are, global events around it, and none of this is sticking to football just yet, but I think you understand my point here about the time for which we're talking about the time span. And then, from 1939 to 1950, they played 11 times. Texas won all 11. So that's two instances where Texas has beaten Arkansas for a decade plus before Arkansas could get a win in the rivalry. Then comes the magic year, 1964. At the time, Arkansas was ranked number 9 in the country, Frank Broyles head coach. And Texas was ranked number 1 as Darrell Royal, an Oklahoma native and an Oklahoma alumnus, had Texas rolling, okay? End up losing that game to Arkansas. And Arkansas ends up claiming the 1964 national championship, their only national championship in history. Okay? That's one of the reasons why you say Frank Broyles, it's going to ring out not just in Arkansas, but everywhere else. It's why we have this really prestigious and what I think is one of the coolest awards in all of sports, the Frank Broyles Award, or the Broyles Award as it's better known, which is given to the nation's top assistant coach. And I am fortunate to be a voting member on that selection committee, and I take it very seriously because each and every year we end up with 3 finalists that deserve to win the title, and nobody is mad about who wins it because all three of those guys are good. To say nothing of the SEC media who think it's a joke to vote for Vanderbilt to win the conference championship. I take that stuff seriously because you take that seriously, and people that think they can make a joke or a talking point out of what you actually think, what your expertise is supposed to lie in, I find that ridiculous. You're giving people every reason to not take you seriously, and they're taking shots at you for it. Okay? Then, 1969, which is a pivotal year in football, especially college football, because I choose to look at this not as pre-war and post-war when we talk about college football. I tend to look at this as before integration and after integration. Integration ain't come till like 1970. Didn't come till 1970, really, in college football. That's the demarcation line. And the reason I say that is because Arkansas and Texas played for the national championship in 1969. It was number 1 versus number 2. And Texas was able to pull that win out 15-14. And with that win, Texas earned the moniker of being the last all-white college football team to win a national championship. To which Gerald Royal later would say, if Arkansas won that game, they would be the last all-white team to win a national championship. Yep, but they didn't, and you did. Not for nothing, but the next year, Texas left no doubt. They beat Arkansas 42-7. And off and on, they've traded wins, right? You've had some really great years with Lou Holtz, Monty Kiffin in the late 70s. You've had some really great years with, Sam Pitman winning 9 games just a few years back. That was outstanding. You've seen Bobby Petrino and what he has been able to do. Not say nothing, Ken Hatfield, right? But I think I wanted to talk about this because I think we're getting into a spot where folks are not understanding just what is being stirred in the pot. They understand the pot is being stirred, but you really got to give the 155-year history its full birth and breath to understand how you can inherit the Hatfield versus McCoy vibe that is Arkansas, Texas, or Texas, Texas A&M, or Oklahoma, Texas. Hell, there's a lot of, goodness me, man. I got a hat that says beat Texas on it in Oklahoma colors. There's nothing, I'm not taking that. Yeah, that's just what it is. It says beat Texas in Oklahoma colors because that's one you got to have. Ohio State, Michigan rates like this, right? I tend to think that the Cyhawk game, not necessarily so much, but, Farmageddon maybe, Iowa State, Kansas State. But I'm always excited about Arkansas versus Texas because Arkansas fans is bringing it. They need to beat Texas the way that Ohio State and Michigan need to beat each other. And I'm excited that we got this one back on the calendar. Looking forward to it November 16th. Probably going to talk a little bit more about Texas, a little bit more about Arkansas throughout the year. But as we are getting set for college football to kick off in just over a month's time, heck yeah, bring me your hate. Bring me your nasty. Let's play some ball.